Konnichiwa, mina, boku wa Jeremy desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Today is Saturday, January the 17th, 2015. It is a day that many people have been waiting for, at least in the Sailor Moon community. The end of the Dark Kingdom arc of Sailor Moon Crystal. And bang! Who made an appearance? Yeah, that's right, Human Luna. Albeit very briefly. And I was not expecting that, and I don't think a lot of people were either. In the manga, of course, it shows Luna looking up, praying. Artemis mentions that she looks like Selene, the goddess. But in the anime, they chose to show the back of Luna as a human. So this, of course, is the basis of the S movie, this particular comic here. And but that's what she looks like. So, bam! So excited about that. That was probably the biggest surprise of the whole episode for me. And I must say, this is probably the best episode yet, in my opinion. Very excited about a lot of things going on in it. So I wrote some notes. First of all, the music, especially at the beginning. My apologies, I've still got this cough. Which is why my voice sounds like shit too. Anyway, the music was phenomenal. It reminded me so much of the Power of Love and the, not the Power of Love, She's Got the Power from the English episodes when they were fighting against Rubius and the sisters and stuff. It was interesting. It had the same kind of feel to it, the rock music-y type stuff, and it was very interesting. It's really upgraded a lot since the original series. The music was definitely very late 80s, early 90s-ish, because Japan seemed for a while there, at least in my opinion, to be kind of a little bit, almost a decade behind in music. If you listen to Hayashi Bana Megumi's music from the 90s, it sounds like 80s stuff, which is fine, because 80s was good. I was born in the 80s, 1983, so yeah, I know, 31, 32 this year, unbelievable. Anyways, yes, the music was great. One of the funny things, though, it kind of sad, too, when Usagi is talking about remembering her friends and stuff, just as she's fighting Metalia, she says, "Oh, Endymion, Ami, Rei, Makoto, Minako." There's somebody that is sadly missing from that. Who is it? Who is it? Oops. Well, apparently Luna's gonna fall down too. Artemis. Poor Artemis. He got left out. He got shafted, from Usagi's thoughts. I guess that's what happens when you're a boy in the series, to some degree. It's so funny because the guys, Artemis and Mamoru, are kind of on the same wavelength, and the girls were all on the same wavelength, sort of a thing. I guess, I don't know if that makes sense, but like when they're on the moon and then Endymion's down with Sailor Moon, and just the thought patterns, it's hard to explain. It makes sense in my head, but maybe not necessarily in my explanation, and I am sick, so that is my, my excuse, albeit a bad one. But yes, poor Artemis gets shafted again. Kind of, sort of. So, otherwise, a lot of the episode followed the manga almost exactly. There's certain things that changed, like, what comes to mind here? Just order of things. Very, very minor, but even though it's extended into a TV series from the manga, it actually felt more rushed to me in the episode. Like, they beat Metalia, of course, fine. That kind of naturally came to an end like it should have. But I think the rest of it felt really rushed to me when they were like doing the reunions and stuff like that. What else do we have here? Endymion is starting to get his powers back, and I'm not sure if I remembered to mention this in the last Sailor Moon review video I did last week. And that's not a mistake. I did it last weekend because I missed it the weekend before. But he was blind in the manga. He wasn't blind in the anime. So there was that little bit of a difference too. Which I don't know if it really adds or takes away from it. Personally, not a big thing to me. They are definitely trying to build up the girls thing more so than the guys, so it makes sense, I guess. Hi. Speaking of cats. Oh, look. You came up behind me. Come here. Come on, mean cat. You know you want to be in it. You're just sleeping on the bed. My little kitty. Mace. Okay, you can sit here with me. So, his power, I guess, if you think about it, is really a psychic power. Because he's connected to the earth. He's psychic through the earth. He can see everything that's going on. I never really put two and two together until today. Just was thinking about it as I was watching it. But yeah, basically, his power is a psychic power. If you look at how Tuxedo the Smoking Bomber is drawn in the manga, same thing. It's kind of a psychic-ish attack. It's like energy to get shot out. So I'm going to say that his element, not so much element, but his power is psychic. Earth psychic powers. Yeah. Now, Sailor Moon she goes up to the moon, and the palace is back to normal. It's wonderful. It's so different from the original anime series. It follows pretty much the manga to a T. It's nice that they have their memories still, compared to the other one. Although the way the other one did it was okay. It wasn't too bad. It made sense, you know. They wanted to be normal again, and then basically R wasn't caught up to it at the time, I guess, so that's why the Alan and Anne, or Ale and Anne, whatever, 13 episode Doomtree, I guess, if you want to call it the English one, arc took place to kind of be filler. At least it wasn't an entire season of filler. I'm looking at you, Naruto, and Hunter x Hunter. Just you know, just saying. And Dragon Ball, just saying, you know. I know, bad joke. What can I say? I always say it when I'm dressed as Goku. I'm just saying, you know. Ah. Anyway. So, but the silver crystal heals the moon back to the way that it was long ago. And then she uses the silver crystal to basically, boom, like just the earth is back to normal. And this shows an immense power change between the original series and Sailor Moon Crystal. That sound you hear, by the way, is my cat scratching at the door. Sailor Moon is a lot more powerful than she was at this point in the original anime series, and it is wonderful. I mean, she brought the whole planet back to life. Hey, don't you chew on that, you naughty kitten. In fact, I'm going to grab it here. He's chewing on the corner of this. Blasphemy. Naughty kitten. So, and it heals everything back to present day. So, I mean, I guess it does make sense again, because it goes with Usagi's heart, what she remembers, you know, you believe in it, and there it is. So yes, I guess so. But it's always funny how whenever, and it's not just Sailor Moon, but in other anime series or other series in general, it all goes back to the way that they last remember it, rather than the Earth returning back to a glorious, all vegetative state before human people were actually there to destroy it and fuck it all up. I don't know. It's interesting. And really, if she really had the power and really thought about it, don't you think she'd get rid of homework? The one thing that she hates so much, school, all that kind of stuff. You know, she wants a normal life, but yeah, to get rid of the homework. I would. I'd totally do it. I don't know. Anyway. I really liked when Sailor Moon was running towards the girls and they all got up and they're running towards her. I loved the scene they did where the birds were flying up as they got closer to each other and stuff. It just added so much to it. I personally thought I really liked it. I thought it was great. And they used another bird analogy type thing later on, just after, when the bird was flying in the air, and we get an aerial view of Tokyo, and it's all back to normal, and there's the Tokyo Tower that looks like the Eiffel Tower. But it is the Tokyo Tower, of course. And it was just great. I guess some of the little things that were different were Minako didn't say goodbye to her mom. She said goodbye to Artemis. Little exchange between Usagi and Shingo, and you know, little things like that. And then it seemed to me that Mamoru was a little less sarcastic than he came across in the manga. And in that scene when he's like, oh, you're late again, you know, you had detention, obviously, blah, 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 Mr. High and Mighty. It was more of a fun dynamic thing. So you could tell the actors are starting to get better too, because the voices make it feel better. Personally, though, when the girls were crying, the only one I actually felt like I could pick out that actually had emotion was Kotono Mitsuishi, Sailor Moon's voice actress. The others almost seemed a little forced. And crying scenes can be hard to do. I mean, with voice acting and stuff like that, because you really, unless you're really feeling the emotion, like really putting yourself out there, which can be hard for some people to do, then it comes across a little dry, and I don't know. But, yeah, I thought that was really great. And then the peace was shattered by the eruption and arrival of that pink-haired little shit, whom now we have to deal with for the rest of the series. I'm talking, of course, about Chibiusa. Now, Sakura, I'm sorry. I know you love Chibiusa. I don't know, she, to me, has always been one of those characters that's annoying. Kind of like Merle from Escaflowne, or other annoying characters. I'm not saying that Sugar was annoying. And I'm not saying that Kai Araki was annoying, because I thought that they both voiced her very, very well. But I just don't like Chibiusa in general. And to me, that's why Super S didn't, and it is pronounced Super S to people out there. It's not Super, it's Supers. It's Super S. Anyways, that's pretty much why Super S failed, is because it was centered mostly around her. I think that, in my opinion, I don't know. If you watch the original ratings and stuff, Super S definitely is the least favorite season of the 5 in general. So, in fact, I think it goes S, original, R, stars, Super S. But R and stars could be switched, because stars was pretty good, but not as good as it could have been, and what I hope they're going to do with it. So, personal opinion, what could I say? It's my vlog. So now we have Chibiusa there. We saw the preview that the girls are going to get their new transformation pens. Sailor Moon had a slightly new transformation, which makes sense. It had the brooch. Basically everything else was very similar, unless I'm just missing little details, minute details, which I'm sure will be pointed out to me in the comments below, and little things that I miss. I'm sorry. I'm only human. But, yeah, and now we're progressing, which is good, and Sailor Moon has been announced, Sailor Moon Crystal's been announced that it's going to be airing on Japanese TV starting in April, I think, so that'll be interesting to see how they pull that off, too. Maybe it'll actually coincide if they do it every like, once a week kind of a thing, maybe by the time July comes around and they finish with what's currently Crystal, I could see it actually working, and they don't have to repeat just the first 14 episodes, which I thought they were going to have to do, because I thought it was going to start airing immediately, but we still have all of R to go through. R. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm blathering on, but I'm excited and nervous, and we'll see what happens in the next episode with the opening theme. I think we're still stuck with Moon Pride, but I wonder if the opening animation's going to change. It should. It really should. And they didn't show Rubius' full face in this like they did kind of in the manga. They just showed the black moon symbol, which is fine. Kind of leaves that mysteriousness there. Anyway, okay, that's it for now. I gotta get to bed. I'm still sick, trying to get rid of it. My radio show, second episode of 2015, is on tomorrow, Sunday, January the 18th, from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 92.5 FM in Kamloops, or www.thex.ca, so check it out. And yeah, we'll go from there. So thank you for watching. As always, leave comments in the comments below. I love to hear from you guys. I love talking with Sailor Moon fans and so on. And let's look forward to February when the next episode of Sailor Moon Crystal comes out. And I think that's more than 2 weeks away. I could be wrong, but I think it is. I think we're going to have another one of those December things or November things where it's like 5 weekends in January. I think, because the 31st is a Saturday, I believe. I don't know. Alright, see you guys later. Jamaat na mina and have a great night. Bye-bye.